regular meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside, Park County, Ocean State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, June 18th, 2026. It's advertised to begin at the conclusion of the work session meeting, which now has just ended. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 2nd, 2026. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos?
Here.
Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Councilmember Toth?
He will not be here this evening as work-related duties also representing the town at the Central Regional High School.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us all rise for a moment of silence to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin with the minutes and those other items referenced, we also have an original proclamation which has been signed by all the members of the governing body. And this proclamation has, and we thank Jenna, and it will be framed. It already bears the seal of the town on it. And it's to be, one copy is going to be framed and kept at the Borough Hall, and the other is scheduled to be placed in a time capsule that's going to be sealed on the evening of the first concert in the Monday night concert series, that being June 29th concert at 6 p.m. So along with the other memorabilia being collected, it's a joint project between the municipality and the Historical Society. This proclamation will also be maintained and kept, the sealed version, it to be opened in 50 years at the 300th anniversary of the United States. And I'll read it into the record. It's already been signed in advance by all members of the council and myself. It's a proclamation in honor of Seaside Park's celebration of the 250th anniversary of American independence. It says, whereas in the year 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, asserting the right of the 13 American colonies to self-governance and freedom from British rule, and whereas this bold declaration laid the foundation for a new nation built on the principles of liberty, democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and justice for all, and whereas in the year 2026, the Borough of Seaside Park, along with communities throughout the nation, will join together to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the country, also known as the semi-quincentennial, and whereas this occasion offers a unique opportunity to reflect on the nation's journey, to celebrate the country's achievements, and to continue the course of upholding the above-referenced original foundational ideals, and whereas even prior to Seaside Park's incorporation on March 3rd, 1898, from the time of the area's first settlers, the town's citizens over the years have consistently encouraged and celebrated our men and women in the military, volunteerism, service to one's community and our nation, and respect for the basic freedoms and rights of all citizens, and the stewardship and love of our precious natural environment, and especially the ocean and Barnegat Bay. And whereas the Borough of Seaside Park, in concert with the Seaside Park Historical Society, will participate with the nationwide celebrations and events to engage in and inspire all our residents to participate in a series of local celebratory activities, which will include the Armed Forces Day breakfast, community bell ringing, the Boots on the Bay Festival, with historic reenactments and exhibits, the Patriotic Bike Parade, a commemoration of Cranberry Inlet skirmishes in conjunction with the American Legion and the Borough of Seaside Heights, and the townwide treasure hunt, dedication of the Seaside Park Wall of Mirrors, and the time capsule dedication, and the Seaside Park Liberty Bell unveiling. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the within proclamation will serve as a powerful reminder of Seaside Park's, along with the nation's, enduring spirit and respect for our basic freedoms and our Constitution, and let this proclamation of Seaside Park's governing body and the celebratory events all stand as a testament to our country's history and democracy, with a framed and sealed copy maintained for display in the Borough Hall and a duplicate sealed original to be placed in Seaside Park's time capsule with other historic memorabilia, all to be opened at the time of the 300th birthday of America. And we thank everyone on the council for weighing in and executing this, signing this document, this proclamation, which will be maintained as indicated. Thank Jim in particular as well. The first item on the agenda, request for approval of the minutes, the June 4th, 2026 work session, the June 4th, 2026 regular meeting, and the June 10th, 2026 special meeting. We have motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Connor,
Second.
second by Councilmember Condos. Roll call?
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos.
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
I abstained on the June 4th meeting since I was absent, but I'm fine with the June 10th.
okay. Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next, we have a request for approval of the closed session meeting minutes for June 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Council President Wilk,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call?
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Abstain, that's the half I missed on that day.
thank you. Councilmember Kraft,
Yes,
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
And next are ordinances. The first one is final reading and adoption, ordinance 22622, amending Chapter 200 of the Borough Code of the Borough of Seaside Park entitled Development Regulations to amend substantial damage regulations. This had already been come before the governing body on first reading, and this entailed some language suggested by our floodplain manager in conjunction with the code office, and went to the planning board for further input as well.
Yes.
Council President Wilk has.
Basically, the ordinance change, the major change in the ordinance is it eliminates the look-back period for a person to, they want to proceed and do remodeling to their home. Before they had to, there was a 10-year look-back period that was eliminated.
It's more beneficial to the
Yeah,
homeowner
this
in this
beneficial.
regard, yeah?
Yes.
Anything else from council on second reading? If not, I'll go into the audience if there are any public comments at final reading adoption ordinance 22622. If anyone has any, if they could give their name and address into the record. Seeing none, I would close the public portion and I'd entertain a motion from council.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President Wilk,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Condos. Roll call?
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos.
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
yes,
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next is final reading and adoption ordinance 22623, amending Chapter 200 of the Borough Code of the Borough of Seaside Park entitled Development Regulations to reduce the freeboard allowed above base flood elevation. And this too had come before the council previously on several occasions, as well as the planning board, and involved some additional tweaking language inserted primarily after a lengthy discussion before the planning board with some expert testimony of a planner who regularly appears before us. I don't know, Council President Wilk was.
Yes, Mayor, it's pretty straightforward. Freeboard right now is 2 feet of freeboard is required for the ordinance. If you take advantage of the legacy permit, it would reduce it down to 1 foot to reduce the height of the building. But if you do not, then you have to go back to the 2-foot freeboard. It helps our CRS rating, so we kind of left that in place. Either one, it depends on which route you're going.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? If not, we'll go into the audience if there are any public comments on final reading adoption 22623. If anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record. Seeing none, I would close the public hearing on final reading, and I'd entertain a motion from council.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President Wilk,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos.
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
And next is first reading and introduction ordinance 22629, and that's authorizing the conveyance of real property located at Block 26, lots 5 and 14 on the Seaside Park tax map, and that follows up the discussion which just occurred at this evening's work session involving the lots and block on which the school sits at the present time, and this is a conveyance first reading for $1. And we thank a lot of work, research that went on for the council committee as well as the school board and its committee and staff. Any other comments? If not, this is a first reading. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember
I'll
Condos,
second it.
second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos.
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
Item D is first reading and introduction ordinance 22630, amending Chapter 435 entitled Vehicles and Traffic. Any comments from council? If not, is there a motion?
These are for all the handicap
The handicap
spots.
spots.
Yes,
And I
it's-
guess the only comment is that I know that there's been the addition of some of the ones that are now on the south end of Seaside Park.
Yes.
Have been added to this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And unfortunately, with respect to those properties that are previously in place, signage was removed.
Correct.
So it will be now reinstated by the Borough of Seaside Park.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President, or Councilman Connor, rather? Somebody. Council, Member Connor, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next on the agenda are authorizations. I'll read in summary fashion. The first, a Midway Avenue block party, date Saturday, July 11th, 2026, a rain date Sunday, July 12th, time 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., location Midway Avenue between Barnegat and South Bayview Avenue. The second is the Presbyterian Church of Toms River Beach Baptisms, date Sunday, August 9th, 2026, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., L Street Beach. The third, Seaside Park Historical Society, July 4th Bike Parade, Saturday, July 4th, 2026. It says 9 a.m. to 12 noon, Bayview Avenue from 5th to 14th, and the approval would be contingent upon obtaining an Ocean County permit, as that's a county road naturally.
And actually, Mayor, we got the permit yesterday from county.
So that no longer needs to be contingent, that permit having been obtained.
Mayor, on the Midway, July 11, it has a rain date of July 12, and their certificate of liability insurance expires 12:01 a.m. on July 12th, so that needs to be extended a day to July 13, 12:01 a.m. to cover the rain date. And with regard to the bike parade. They have to add under the description of operations that the certificate holder is included as an additional insured. That language has to be in there. It's in the other two COIs, but it's not in this one. Those are my observations. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Anything else from council? If not, is there a motion with the two added provisions just suggested by council? The one, the extension of the insurance on the first on the block party, and the adding the name to the certificate holder on the third. We have a motion?
I make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And number 9 is New Jersey Clean Vessel Act Grant Award 226-240, accepting a grant award from New Jersey Clean Vessel Act Program. And related thereto, 226-241 is requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriations under NJSA 40A4-87, sorry. So the first would, they have to be voted upon sequentially, so do we have a motion as to the first?
I'll make the motion. Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And the second, 226-241, requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriations as per NJSA 40A4-87. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
Second.
second by Councilmember Condos. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Item 10 is payment of claims, 226-242, approving payment of itemized claims as set forth on the check registry bill list for the time period June 5th, 2026 to June 18th, 2026. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And next are resolutions. I'll read in summary fashion. 226-243, approving the alcohol beverage control social affair permit for Ocean County St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, Inc. 244, approving the renewal of liquor licenses for the term 226-227. 245, authorizing membership of various applicants approved but for the volunteer fire company. 246, authorizing an adjustment for designated water sewer utility accounts. And I understand,
That's waiting to you. Do you want me to do it?
we have related there too, the committee has briefly looked at that this evening. There's going to be a motion to just consider the first two numbers, that's the first two on the list, and tabling for now the second three, as they would all need further review through the committee. That's my
Yes,
understanding.
thank you, Mayor.
That's with 246.
246. The first two, we can table the rest, balance of the three.
Yep. So 247 is awarding a contract to Vulcan Construction, Inc. for reconstruction of Boardwalk Phase 2, which is F Street to Island Avenue. That is the same contractor that had performed the work for Phase 1. 247, or strike that, 248, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with New Jersey Department of Transportation for fiscal year 2027 municipal aid improvements to 24th Avenue. 249, authorizing the designated miscellaneous refunds for marina slips. 250, appointing a seasonal laborer for the Department of Public Works. 251, appointing Shane August as Beach Control Operations Assistant. 252, appointing a part-time electrical inspector. 253, authorizing a salary increase for the electrical subcode official. 254, authorizing a salary increase for the fire subcode official. 255, authorizing a salary increase for the zoning officer. 256, resolution to extend the grace period for third quarter taxes. 257, authorizing a salary increase for the deputy municipal clerk. 258, authorizing a service contract between Borough of Seaside Park and Stockton University for the removal of an abandoned vessel as per the discussion at the work session. 259, authorizing temporary restriction of parking on Route 35 between 7th and 8th Avenues for emergency vehicle parking, that related to the Family Fun Day activity event of the fire department. 260, authorizing the award of an engineering service agreement under the borough's current contract with Remington Vernick Engineers for engineering service for a Bayfront stormwater improvement project. 261, authorizing the execution of change order number 1 to the contract with Earl Asphalt Company for fiscal year 225 municipal aid program improvements to J Street. 262, authorizing the execution of change order number 3 to the contract with Vulcan Construction, Inc. for the reconstruction of Boardwalk Phase 1, Island Avenue to 5th Avenue. 263, memorializing the planning board authorization of Kyle McManus Associates to prepare elements of the master plan. 264, authorizing the appointment of an insurance consultant and broker of record for dental coverage. 265, authorizing the execution of an agreement with Brown & Brown Metro LLC, a division of Brown & Brown Insurance, for dental benefit coverage for employees of the Borough of Seaside Park. Those are the resolutions in summary fashion. Any further comments from council on any of the resolutions?
I have a few comments.
Yes.
There. On resolution 247, it's worth noting that the Vulcan Construction is the same company that did phase 1, and that they came in approximately 1.4 million under engineer's estimate. I think a lot of this has to do with the cost of materials that have come down since the first one was done, plus I guess they sharpened their pencil a little better. Resolution 249, there's no loss of money into the borough because the slips that we've let go we've sold already, so been no loss. 262, the change order 3, that actually decreased the final contract for phase 1, and it brought it down by 1.8%, which is $151,000. So that's all I got.
Thank you. Any other council comments on any resolutions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to comment on the hiring another part-time electrical inspector. I'm very pleased to announce that we were able to locate another inspector, help on the inspections, and it's always good to have a backup individual if something happens to one, or whatever, vacation, whatever. We need to have the coverage.
Mayor, the other comment, following up on what Marty said on all of those 252, 3, 4, and 5 with the hourly rates, all of those are so that we can stay competitive and retain these people that either have been with us or to attract the people that we need to fill these positions. And there were not significant increases, so.
Very good. Thank you. Anything else from council on any resolutions? If not, it's our practice to allow public comments on resolutions, though it's not required by law, and we do allow same. If anyone has a comment on any resolution, if they could give their name and address into the record. Seeing none, I would close the public portion on the resolutions, and I would entertain a vote of council as a consent agenda with the modifications as to resolution 246, that the vote is only for the first 2 properties referenced, and the 3 are being held, the second 3.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
and second by Council President Wilk. Roll call?
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos.
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes, except I have to abstain on 244. I can't vote on liquor license matters.
thank you. Motion approved.
And that concludes the resolution agenda, and that is the written agenda. Does anyone else have comments or anything else from the council?
Mayor, I'd like to
Yes.
let everyone know, if I hadn't heard, the marina received a grant for the marina reconstruction. Received a grant of $700,000. In addition, a $50,000 low-interest loan for that project as well. So it's money that really helps us out.
No, that was great. Thank you. And thank everyone involved with the application process. Anything else?
Mayor,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Mayor, I just want to say, on June 27th, the tug of war is back on again, and it's going to happen rain or shine. So we'll be out there tugging on Lincoln Avenue at 6 o'clock, Seaside Park versus Seaside Heights. And as you've all heard a number of times, it's to benefit both the Seaside Heights Fire Department and Seaside Park Fire Department, as well as Triborough. So we'll be out there tugging on the 27th at 6 o'clock, Lincoln Avenue, rain or shine. So come out and join us. Come out and join, cheer, grab part of the rope, whatever, hang on. So, but it will be happening then.
And donate on the link for
You can still-
Seaside Park Fire Department if you're so inclined, because when we thought the prior date,
Right.
I'll just say Seaside Heights was a little bit ahead of Seaside Park if you want to be competitive about it on the donations that they had received, at least up until that date. But I think we were ahead on the Jersey Mike's donation, so I guess we like to eat, but not eat for nothing.
I guess we like subs, or heroes, as you say. Okay. So Gina was being a little too kind. We were pretty far behind Seaside, quite frankly, other than Jersey Mike's. Yes. So you still have the availability to be able to go online and donate, et cetera, and try. It's all for a good cause, and it's all for a lot of fun, no matter who wins. So, although I hope we win. So, yes, tug of war too.
Very good. Anything else from council?
Yes, Mayor, I just have a brief report. Public Works Committee status report, boardwalk update. The project is now complete and was under the bid amount by $151,000. The same contractor, Vulcan Construction, was the low bidder for phase 2 of the project with a bid amount of $2,801,685. J Street roadway project at J Street near the marina is also complete. It was under the bid amount of $22,200. The borough received $244,825 grant from the project, leaving the borough to pay $81,286. I already mentioned this, the roof replacement is complete on portion of the school building, and we're in the process of ownership of the building, parking lot number 1, 2, and 3. Bids were received on Tuesday. Earl Asphalt was the lowest bidder at $2,677,513.13. Bids are currently being reviewed for completeness, and the project will start in the fall. Park Central, the shrubs were installed on Wednesday, and we continue to improve the area in phases. Adding a gazebo will likely take place as for the next phase. The Public Works has been very busy getting the town and the beach ready for the summer season. And I'd just like to remind everyone, please stay off Bayview Avenue when it's flooded. It causes havoc for the homes, so please be respectful. And that's it, that's my report.
Thank you, Marty. Anything else from council? Hearing nothing at this time. If there are any public comments, if anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record. Edie?
Excuse me one second, Mayor, if I might,
Oh, yes,
because there's a lot
I'm
of people here who aren't normally here. So just so everybody knows, there is a 5-minute limit to public comment, so just want everyone to know.
48 11th Avenue. Has there been any news from the state Supreme Court about the Desert Palm case?
I'm sure if there were news, it would be shared, it would be public.
When does the state Supreme Court go for summer recess?
Pardon me?
When do they go for summer recess? Do you know?
I think that's a misnomer, but there is a period in August when they're not sitting unless they're emergent applications, but
Okay, so it's still might, maybe. On Resolution 248, applying for the grant for the improvements to 24th Avenue, what needs to be done there? Or what would be done if the grant is received?
Drainage, stormwater drainage.
Now, is that
road
something you have to wait for those houses to be built, or?
improvements.
No.
This is not up there, it's down
Oh, it's
closer
not
to the
up there,
back.
it's the
Yeah,
other end?
it's more in the middle.
No, on the middle one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard this week that from one of the members of the historical, I did not hear it personally, but I heard it from the person who was told, that the time capsule, anybody can contribute anything within reason to the time capsule. So my question is, how would people know this?
how would people know what?
That they could offer a contribution for the time capsule? There's been no publicity, the publicity about when it's going to be open or shared or whatever, but there's been absolutely no publicity about soliciting contributions. And I'm sure there are any number of citizens who have been here for a long time that might have something that should go in the time capsule. So my question is, how is this going to be publicized?
It's been on the agenda of the Historical Society, because I know I regularly attend their meetings for some time.
No, my question is, how are people in town going to know that they have the opportunity to contribute to the time capsule? That's my question. And that may not be.
Contribute money?
What?
No, she means items, can they contribute items, and how would they know if that's possible?
We can put pennies in there, they'll never.
Yeah, there are going to be pennies.
There are going to be pennies.
Yeah, and,
It's a
I know
historical
that.
society initiative.
Well, I know, but the Historical Society in the town, as stated earlier, are working jointly on this project. So I guess I turn this into a comment. I think somebody needs to do something to publicize the fact that residents who possibly have something of historical interest, that they would have the opportunity to put it in the time capsule. I'm not talking about, something that's 12 by 16 feet, but I just think that ought to be offered to the community. And I will reiterate the suggestion I made, that once the capsule has been, I guess, can be dedicated that night at the concert night.
The 29th.
Dedicated, that then the contents be viewable up at Borough Hall, so people can actually see who may not have been at the concert. So that's my suggestion. Those are my two suggestions.
can they view the contents? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's
I
going to be
know
at that
Mike
concert.
Bednar and Barbara Caldwell and Sharon France are very active in that committee. It's their committee. But it's actually, it looks like a power chest, doesn't it?
It's actually,
I don't know that you can view inside it.
so it's a treasure chest is what it is, and there's only so much room in there. And it is a historical society function, and the historical society has members who have recommended things that should be in there, that they thought would be in there. And it's things that's townwide, everybody knows them, it's all over the town. So, and there's only so much room. So,
If somebody has a picture from.
I
don't know,
understand, but it's very,
All I know is the statement was made that anybody can contribute anything. That's all I know.
okay, I don't know about that, I don't know about that statement?
I know you don't, that's why I'm telling you.
Okay, well, thank you. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with that statement.
Well, no,
because
there
it's
would
a
have to be
historical
some
society
kind of
function.
selection
So-
process.
you know, and it's a time capsule, so I can't see people, oh, what's, you know, 2 years from now, what's in there or anything else like that. So once it's closed, and opened up in 50 years, so it's going to be displayed.
So if you don't go to the concert, you're not gonna know what's in it?
Well, I mean, there can be, I guess we can make a listing of the items that are in it. We can make a listing of the items that are in it.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, personally, I can't be there that night, so, you know, once it's sealed, and it's gonna be up in Borough Hall. It's
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
have
maybe
a plaque on
somebody
it.
could, maybe somebody could take pictures of what's in it and post them on the website?
I mean, that's
It's
easily
just an
done.
idea, I'm just making suggestions, that's all.
That's very, very easily done, and we're compiling a number of things, and I think everybody in this room is very pleased with what's going to be in there. That the Historical Society has suggested to be in there. So, and these are, I think it's going to be nice, so, yeah.
Okay, I
Yep.
don't wanna run over 5 minutes. I'm done.
Yes, Shirley?
Shirley Crescent, 700 North Bayview Avenue. I'm guessing that maybe the 60 days is up between our group and Berkeley sitting down and working everything out? Am I correct on that? That we're done with those?
You are correct.
Okay, so, now what? The state
I
appoints...
think I mentioned it the last meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't here. Would you mind repeating it?
Seaside Park has filed with the Superior Court, it actually goes to the assignment judge of the court, and it indicates that no agreement was reached with Berkeley Township, and as such, the next step would be contemplated with the court.
Okay. Did we find out at least what the debt is that they say we're going to owe them?
We did not.
Well, that wasn't right. They can't even give us that information?
They have not.
They don't wanna give us anything.
Okay, now, and it's true, and you followed up that we cannot get any tax money until 2027, correct? Were we aware of this before the vote was taken? Taxes from the other end of
I
Seaside.
think that was a question the last meeting, and the answer is the same. I could ask you, what would you do? Because we're not being given the tax revenue to which we're entitled.
Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, they will look at.
Well, the answer is you're left with no alternative to file a lawsuit in the Superior Court of the state of New Jersey.
Were
So,
we at all?
that's the answer.
Were we at all, I'll be honest, I didn't read 293 pages. Was there anything in there saying that the taxes would not start coming until 2027? Because we rushed to get this
Anything
passed
in where,
in that 293-page error report.
No,
No.
No,
There wasn't anything in there.
no.
So we didn't know. Okay.
We have Shirley time.
And this has nothing to do with what anyone here made a mistake, but have you observed the parking lines on Ocean Avenue, on this part of Ocean Avenue, that the borough did on the west side? Because their parking places, there's a fire hydrant in the middle of one, there's a fire hydrant almost at the middle of one, and I didn't think you could park right by a fire hydrant. There's yellow curbs, and they have parking spots marked out. So the county, it's county road? Yes, I know. County paved it, the county striped it, they are aware of those issues, they need to. Oh, they are. And they say, I won't say what they say. Okay, thank you.
thank you, Shirley. Yes, sir.
Hello, Joe Paliento, 38 13th Avenue. My question is, it's been 10 months now since the entrance to 13th Avenue Beach has been basically half torn down. The railing's half off. The entrance, you walk down and then it's like falling off a cliff. And this has been like this for 10 months. Is there a game plan to do something to fix this? And I think I speak for everybody on 12th, 13th, and 14th Avenue who enters on this ramp. So is there something in store to work that out?
We can ask for any and all options if there's any available assistance that might be contemplated from the state or county. I don't know.
Our DEP permit does not permit us to put sand back on the beach.
We're not allowed to
We're not
by the
allowed to.
DEP. And
This is probably a handicapped entrance, and I know, unfortunately, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, but before he passed away, I used to wheel him up in a wheelchair down that ramp. If somebody needed to wheel their parent down that ramp, they would just fall over on their face. This thing just drops off at the bottom. I mean, that's just not fair. This is supposed to be one of the 3 handicap ramps in the town. I don't know who's responsible for fixing it, but, I mean, everybody here pays their taxes. Somebody's got to take, hold of this and figure out what they got to do to fix it. I mean, should be responsible, no?
so you're suggesting perhaps that the DEP is not doing anything and not allowing anything, that in and of itself might be considered as a violation of the ADA.
Okay,
Perhaps.
so is the council members gonna look into that and see what they can do to correct it?
That appears to be a good suggestion. I think we should contact the DEP with that very request, because we don't have authority from the DEP to put sand, for example.
Yeah, I even understand that, but until it could be properly corrected, you mean a couple of towns workers can't grate the sand down and just make it so it's a walkway ramp rather than a fall-off ramp? I mean, I have grandchildren too that I'm afraid when they walk down that they're gonna stumble over the floor. I guess nobody here goes down 13th Avenue, but it's a horrendous entrance.
I go there, I see you all the time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm very well aware of it, yes.
Is it not in disarray?
Well, we all know.
You don't know if it's in disarray?
No, we all know it's in disarray. We know
where the ocean is going.
Yeah, we know
where the water is
But I mean, you have to admit it's not correct the way it is.
Right.
No, I said we all admit that it's in disarray.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't know.
No, I said
misunderstood.
we all admit it's in disarray.
Thank you.
And I see it, I go there.
Okay.
So I know, and it's not easy, as we say, so we have.
It's been graded several times. I mean, Mother Nature always wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it hasn't been graded in the last 10 months.
Oh, yeah, it has.
I'm up there all the time, and I think there's other members here, they don't say the same thing.
Sir, don't talk in the back, you have to come up to the mic and state your name. When it's your turn.
No, so anyway, that's my point.
Yeah.
If you could look into that, that'd be appreciated. I mean, it's just not fair, something should be done. Why can't people on those 3 blocks have easy access to the beach, right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comments? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Michael Braun. I live on 2012th Avenue. Been coming down for 60 years, was a lifeguard on Midway Beach for about 15 years. And at the end of the day, my mom and Iris Rispoli over here, who is handicapped, right, fought for 13th Ave for years to be a handicap beach. It now is. It's also the smallest part of the island. So you have the extensions going way out, and you have the smallest part of the island. So probably wasn't engineered. But conveniently, you were able to put 2 signs up saying at your own risk, right? This is a handicap with a 4-foot drop when you come down. So those of you who say that I've been there, I looked at it, it's an easy fix. You push down the sand, you put in blue mat, and you make it a little bit of a ramp going down, not a drop. So it's an easy fix. I think we should all kind of collectively get together, give us shovels, we'd be more than happy to go do it. I was involved with many saves off season and helped out as well there. I know a bunch of people have as well, right? We're all ex-lifeguards. But we all pay big taxes. We've been here for a very long time, and we expect the council here, right, to take it into consideration or take a walk down there, because when we did ask the mayor what his plan was, it was called hope. We hope it comes back. Well, hope isn't a strategy here. So we kind of need to take a look at this and take action. And that's what we're asking you. Seems like a very active, live audience. I mean, Karen and I grew up together, so we know each other well, right? We ask you to take a big look at this, because when and if someone gets hurt, and it's just a matter of time, then I think everybody, when we have a lawsuit against us, will take action. And let's proactively do it while we still have time. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Yes, sir, Mike?
Mike Spadafino, 59th Avenue. I am the co-chair of the Environmental Committee. Last night, we had a presentation here that was an educational presentation that was well attended by over 40 people, and it was the first time we've done this, and Council Connor, Condos, Mayor were there. I appreciate your coming. The presentation was about watershed into Barnegat Bay. And everybody knows how valuable that land, that water area is to us for recreation and for our aesthetics, etc. The watershed, a lot of people don't know even what the word means. What that means is that it's about the runoff that primarily comes from the other side of the bay, from groundwater and from rainwater and what comes off people's lawns, etc., into the bay. The problem is the bay is being polluted heavily by nitrogen and phosphorus from fertilizer primarily, and from water runoff from salt usage during the winter. Now, the problem that we have is that this accumulation is creating an environment where algae can grow in abundance, but the only thing is that the algae, when it grows in abundance, creates a situation where you have deprivation of oxygen for the wildlife that's in the bay, which is the fish, crabs, clams, etc. And that's a danger because we don't have enough water flow in and out of the bay from the ocean. So there are things being done, and there are things put in place to try to reduce the amount of nitrogen and phosphorus. The problem is there's very little ability to enforce these regulations from the other side of the bay. So what we need to do is be cognizant of what you can do on this side of the bay, which is if there is grass, very few of us have it, thank goodness, that you do not overutilize the fertilizers that you put on the grass areas here, and also on the other side they're encouraging them, because a lot of people say that if a little fertilizer is good, then more fertilizer is better, I'll get a better lawn. The only thing is that most of that ends up running off into our bay. So I think most of you do it because it's natural here, that they recommend that instead of having a lawn here on the barrier island, that you have stone and a few shrubs. Yay, that's what most of us do. Thank goodness. I hope out here, outside of our building, where we have a beautiful lawn, that we're not overutilizing fertilizer. We'll be talking about that, Mayor. And so hopefully, so that when the situation comes about, hopefully we can have regulations that can be enforced, that can help protect our very valuable asset. Also, there are two other things that I want to say, is that it was well attended, and I hope that when we have future endeavors, that we will have a good turnout. Our next environmental committee presentation actually will be our stargazing, which will be on October 3rd at Island Beach State Park. I will be presenting more information about that down the road as we establish the criteria. It's free. Come on out and see the stars. And as a matter of fact, if you are interested, after sunset, if you look in the west, you will see a very bright star. That is Jupiter. But something that is very seldom seen is a little bit down to the right. You'll see a dim star. That's Mercury. And you will very seldom see Mercury in the night sky. It'll be, after this, it'll be years and years before it will be available to be seen in the night sky. So go out and take a look at the sky. It's beautiful, and there's a lot of interesting things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Any other public comments?
Scott Pellegrino, 1308 Southeast Central Avenue. Just before we leave, what is the next step for the 13th Avenue ramp? Like, what's the plan so that when we come back in a month, you know, we're not sitting in the same situation? And is an emergency appropriation an opportunity for an emergency appropriation from the county or the state or whoever owns it? That's one question. And second question is, who owns the liability if someone gets hurt? Is it the state or the county, or is it Seaside Park?
Can refer to our attorney, it's handled, he works for the JIF for many counties.
There's certain immunities for public entities, so it depends on the circumstances.
What's that mean exactly?
It means that there's Title 59 tort immunities for public entities, so it depends on the facts of the case. So that's
Okay, so somebody goes down
that's a
to the
question,
bottom of the ramp.
sir, I'm not gonna sit here and start taking hypotheticals and try and answer if there's liability or not, because that's going down the wrong path. So if something happens,
So it
there's
depends
tort
on how
immunities.
somebody gets hurt at the bottom of the ramp?
Sir, I'm not answering legal questions from the audience, okay? I give legal advice to
You're the attorney, no?
I'm the attorney for the council. Yes, correct.
Can we get an
So if
attorney
we
that can
get
answer
sued-
questions from the citizens?
So if we get sued, it goes to the joint insurance fund, there's Title 59 immunities, and the town has insurance.
I think in response to your threshold issue, what is the council doing? We're all united and will again give authorization to our administrator to work with the Director of Public Works tomorrow to pursue any and all lawful means if the DEP would allow that, what we can do.
And we'll apply for an emergency appropriation? if we
We'll
do.
contact the DEP and go from there.
Tomorrow?
See what we're allowed to do.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
we
we
have
have
that- we have
parameters
that-
within our permit, which tells us what we can and can't do.
So we have the
And putting
commitment.
sand back on the beach, we absolutely cannot do
Okay.
without approval from the DEP.
But we have
That's
that-
part of our permit.
Okay. But we have the commitment that tomorrow you'll call and we can initiate whatever needs to be done.
I can reach out to the DEP, sure. I can't promise they'll respond, but I can reach out to them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm sorry,
sir.
one last question also. I think I neglected to mention, besides that drop-off, half of the railing is gone. So we also need the railing to be replaced or repaired. It now only goes down half the distance, and then there's no railing to hold on to for some of the people that, again, need to walk down this handicapped ramp. So can we also look at repairing the railing that's been missing for 10 months now? Can that be looked into tomorrow also, please?
If there's a place to put it, sure. It's been removed because there's no beach there.
Well, they have to build something up to correct it. I mean, we just built the boardwalk, and we built new ramps and entrances and sidewalks and all kinds of things. I'm talking about 30 feet of a fence. Look how much work was done here this winter. I mean, that doesn't seem like a major project to put up a 30-foot railing. So is that something else we can take a look at?
Mayor, am I correct that we did not build on the beach? I believe the federal government did the beach. We did the boardwalk. That was not
Anything that
designed, that
happened-
was not designed by the borough. The beach, that was not our design. Anything on that beach.
But somebody has to be accountable, whoever. And Joe, if you tell me you will go on that beach, then you know what I'm talking about, as far as half of the fence being.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so, which also needs to be repaired, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
No, I hear you.
You hear me? Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's certainly a frustrating issue we'll point that out to the DEP as well. Yes, John?
Chuck Appleby, 215 10th Avenue. Number one is the time capsule. Anyone can join the Historical Society and be part of it. We're looking for members all the time, and you can participate in that. I know we're collecting things. If anybody has anything, I'll be more than happy to bring it to whomever, see whether it meets the goals of the time capsule.
no problem. But anybody could join, and we always look for members. Regarding the dune, I mean, the ramp, I was up there the other day. There was some erosion going through the dune from some water on the south side of the ramp, which seems not as the design of the dune done by the Corps of Engineers originally was designed to have. And I believe there was a dune management plan that was developed when the Corps developed these things. We were going to maintain, and the town actually bought equipment to maintain the stone and what was there before we had the mats going up and over. And then I manage dunes myself on the coast, and management plans generally have in there where snow fence goes in, and then in the spring, you take it down and you push the sand back. So there are things that are generally allowed. Getting with the DEP, they might be able to tell you that, but from what I saw, it seems like an unsafe condition, quite frankly, with having a drop like that. So I would think safety would be first, and if it's unsafe, it just should protect the people from falling or getting hurt. But the dune management is separate than the beach. That's what I'm just trying to differentiate. I think there was a plan for that. So I would look into that. The other thing is the Ocean Avenue was paved. Last year, I think the north end was paved. And the valve boxes and things were all recessed in. And we were buying new ones, risers, little spacers to raise them up, I believe. And the borough was going to install those. Was that ever done? Just the manhole? I remember. If you drive down, I have a Vespa, so I go down, boom, boom, boom. And I came here last year and I brought it up and they said that wasn't the county, but we were going to be doing it. And now they do the south section of Ocean Avenue, and it's the same thing. A bunch of valve boxes and stuff, and they're like an inch or two recessed down. If you go up there, you can see it, but it seems we didn't do the stuff on the north end, and now the south is in the same situation. The contractor, in my opinion, should have done it, but they didn't. But for whatever reason, it should be a satisfactory product that we get from the county.
County, right?
When it's done.
You're saying the county, when you're saying the contractor,
When I
whoever
brought it
they
up
have
last
doing.
year, and I did it, they said
Yeah.
the county's done,
Right.
and the town was buying parts necessary, and we're gonna install them. Never happened. But it's a little unsafe with bicycles and with motorcycles and stuff. Trucks, of course, and cars probably aren't impacted as much, so, that's it, thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. Any other public comments?
You guys are gonna get sick. So, we appreciate you looking into that, right? I think it's an easy fix, at least temporarily, and then we can move on, have our summer, and then we can talk longer term, right? Because that probably shouldn't be a handicap space based on the closeness of the island in that area. Most importantly, lifeguards. I know it's early. I sat Saturday, it's a beautiful day. I always look at the beach, I always look at the water, make sure everyone's safe. Closest beach, north, center, south, midway, center stand is the only one up. And then between 9th, maybe 10th or 8th was Seaside Park. In between that quarter-mile stretch, at least 30 or 50 people playing in the water with kids all over the place with not one person looking at them. Not one. So the bigger issue here from a security, so we don't lose anybody else this year, is to take a look at what we're doing there. Because you just have to manage the beach. Being on a stand, again, the best lifeguards are the dry ones. They see it happening before it happens, right? Moving people over. But it's all over the place. Fishermen, everybody's all over doing anything. It needs to be tightened up. Otherwise, we will have tragedy here, and we don't need that. So we appreciate all the things that you're looking at. That's probably the most important piece. Again, I know it's early. Hopefully by 4th of July, there'll be more people on, but it needs to be addressed. And so I'd go on record today, because if something happens, I want them to know, everybody here, that I laid the groundwork out for a strategy that needs to work. So we appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comments? Hearing none, I would close the public portion and entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Council President Wilk, Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Motion approved.